I'm here with David, Abdullah, and we've got loads of others in the house as well. We're outside Old Trafford. We've come across very far at the moment, haven't we? David, what do you make of that today? 3-1 win.
Much better one at that. I mean, we're playing a team that's at least half decent compared to the last game where it was non-existent. So to get 3 goals, the only thing I worry a bit about is defensively. We're not clearing balls from headers at all. There's a few chances before they even got the goal that I was worried that they could get some out of it. There's 2 free headers in the first half they could have easily scored from as well.
Their goal was a little bit of sloppy defending, but it seemed to wake us up in the second half after we'd kind of fallen into the rhythm of accepting a 2-0 result.
Yeah, definitely. We got that goal, Rashford's goal, and then we had a 5-minute spell where he could have scored 3 or 4. I mean, Rashford could have, honestly, the worst miss of the season, I think, that. But there was a few chances. Brandon Williams had a chance that was saved. Dan James had a chance. Yeah, there was that 5-minute spell where we were just on fire.
What have you made of the football overall in the last few weeks?
It's not the best, but it's getting there. You know, it's up better, much better than it was a couple of games ago. So you just got to stay positive and think if we keep moving forward from this, we'll be all right.
What was the key to the performance then today? Because there seemed to be a lot more energy, a lot more movement off the ball and off the ball.
I think probably McTominay did well, but I think Brandon Williams bombing up and down that wing, he was instrumental in getting that ball forward a lot of the times, and Rashford was in front of him a lot. He overlapped him a lot of the times and got forward, and I think it was just that mentality of getting forward the ball rather than be stagnant in midfield.
We'll talk about that Marcus Rashford sitter in a minute, because mainly his performance was pretty good, wasn't it?
It was good, and in that game he had 7 shots. Like that's what you want. I know. Of course, he missed that sitter, and that will happen. We see the likes of Harry Kane, Aguero. Those players are constantly getting high quality chances. If you compare that to Aguero, actually last season he had one like against Chelsea, which was like similar to that, the back post. But you need to create high quality chances for the players around you, and I think Martial did that today. His hold-up play was great, something that I didn't see in his game before, but twice I think he set up 2 good chances because he held off a big defender.
And he was playing against very physical defenders as well, wasn't he?
Exactly, it was impressive to see of him. One of the defenders, obviously, we let go in the corner, which was frustrating. I was watching that behind the goal and I was just looking at Andreas. I was like, why is Andreas marking him?
That's Andreas marking Dunk?
Andreas was initially marking him, and then he was like, I'm pretty sure you could have had someone do a better job, even Marcus Rashford potentially, Martial, whoever.
Surely one of your best headerers takes one of their best headerers, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, they had a couple of big lads in the box. I think their left back's like 6'6" or whatever. He's absolutely massive, but it is what it is. Obviously, we can work on that. But I think in general our defending has become a lot better, so I can't really complain. Brandon Williams, his best performances that I've watched from him have actually come in the first team, which is what impresses me. When players step up in the first team, that impresses me massively compared to the 18s when he played. I thought Ethan Laird in that mix was better than him. He might be, but he stepped up today, man. Like, honestly, I'm so impressed with him. Comes into midfield, he's comfortable with the ball. He could have got sent off for that wild challenge, but again, he'll learn from that, and I'm happy to see him do well.
Never a red card. Never a red card. Never a red card. Hey, Brandon Williams, superb, top quality. Yeah, best performance I've seen from him. World class.
Who was your man in the match? Was it Brandon Williams?
No, Scott McTominay for me.
Come
on. That performance in centre mid does what. That performance in centre mid, world class for me. He's really come on the last few games. I think.
I agree, Scott was fantastic, but I thought Fred was mint alongside him.
Yeah, I'm really glad to see Fred playing well now. And I've been supporting him from the start. I was like, Fred, give him time. He's had real poor performances, Fred. And I feel bad for him because people get on his back, but he's done well.
Do the dance, huh? Yeah, good point about Fred actually, because I think that's his best performance in the United shirt. He found the ball into Martial just before Marcus hit that mad shot off the bar and it went in where he nearly missed it. But yeah, again, just like finding the right forward passes. A lot of the time when you watch Fred, it seems like he's doing a lot, but he's not actually doing it because he's all over the place sometimes. But today he was winning challenges. He recovers the ball really well. I think in the first half he had twice as many as any other player on the pitch as well, which is in ball recoveries, which is impressive. It's just about him settling into the pace of the Premier League, and it's taken a bit of time. We've seen that happen with other players, but you know what? These results will come. There'll be games where we watch Martial, Rashford, Brandon Williams, Greenwood, all these guys, and we'll be like, oh, it looks like a good setup, but we will have downers like we had against Bournemouth, just because we've got a thin squad. Again, we're not sure tactically if there's enough tactical flexibility with what Ollie's doing. But, you know, I'm happy to see the likes of Marcus and Martial out of their shell and, you know, just playing with freedom. Because
Ollie's getting to grips with it now.
What's that?
I think Ollie's getting to grips with this job now.
I think he is, because in terms of his man management, which is so important, I think he's got that connection with the players and he understands what everyone's, you know, sort of speciality is on that pitch. You look at Marcus, you know, playing him in that inside forward role, did we see Mourinho do that enough? You know, you look at Sterling, Salah, Mane, those type of players are playing that role. Mourinho didn't give Marcus Rashford that role to play. He'll miss chances, like I said, but Mourinho always held that above his head, whereas, you know, sometimes he needs to get their arm around the players and you know, give them a bit of a G up. And I think
you think Ollie's getting to grips with it?
Yeah, but the thing with Rashford though, I think he's trying too hard at the moment. He's playing quite far on the left. He's not inside left. I'd say he's a winger more than anything. And when he gets into that box, he is trying too hard to score. He's not looking up and seeing what the other options are. And then when he does come to him fast, he's thinking about it too much, thinking about getting that goal. I mean, even his goal, he hit the crossbar, that could have bounced off. But he's playing well, but he just needs to relax a little bit.
The good thing is that he's missing chat. That's not the good thing, but he's getting into the areas to take.
Of course it is, yeah. But as well as like someone like Mason Greenwood as well, he saw after he scored Marcus that he was a bit stiff. He wasn't looking the same player. There's no point in bringing Greenwood on for, what was it, 3 minutes he came on for. But how's he going to progress, this lad, if he's only playing 3 minutes? They're not letting him play in the reserves. They're not letting him play in the 18s. Playing 3 minutes a game is going to.
Ollie this week has mentioned about the importance in managing him though.
Yeah, I understand. I don't mind training with the first team and stuff like that, but if you're only going to play them minutes, why not play for the reserves? I just don't understand that at all. It's wasted for him.
I'm going to come back to you in a sec, Zayan. Sorry, I don't know your name.
Ethan.
Ethan, what did you make of that today?
I thought it was brilliant. The things we were doing, defence, we've seen a bit shaky. When Shaw comes back, is he going to play to Williams? I don't know. Coming through December, it's great to see. We got backup for Pereira. When Pogba comes back, could Matic maybe feature Nga? And then attack the people we've got to play is just brilliant. I like squad rotations.
You're liking all the options at the minute?
Yeah.
It helps when the likes of Fred and Pereira start performing as well, because so far this season we've kind of looked at them as maybe surplus to requirements and lucky to be here. But then when they put performances in like that, you can justify playing them in the next game.
When Pogba comes back, who's he going to replace? McTominay definitely not. Maybe McTominay. No, maybe Pereira. Maybe even Fred. I was 50 million joking. Now seeing that after PSG game, I'm like 50 million well spent from that midfield now.
Therefore, who was your man of the match?
I've got to give it to McTominay. Well thought. Nearly scored a few more goals. And in the midfield, he controlled that.
So McTominay is your man of the match, yeah? Do you agree with Ethan?
Yeah, definitely. I thought he moved.
I don't agree with either of you. I think Fred was the man of the match, by the way.
I thought as a team collectively we did really well with the chances we created. Like we didn't show many flaws. Like the goal was the only mistake we had, and we did really well in attack. So we could have.
I think Ollie's getting to grips with this job and the task at hand now. Maybe he's starting to settle.
Yeah, I think we've got a few. Apart from we've had 4 wins in 5 games, so it's pretty good. It's a good bounce. The last 2 games were a good bounce back from the poor performance at Bournemouth. So it's good to see that Ollie's getting some points on the board.
Who's your man of the match?
Same.
We said that, didn't we? Sorry, I was going to say to you, next game up Sheffield United. That's not going to be easy, is it? What do you want to see in that game?
Yeah, I think that Sheffield United are a strong side, but I think we need to get at them because we can concede. They can concede goals, so we can get past them. But they're I think the bogey team for most teams because they put Chelsea as well. Drew Chelsea were unlucky. Drew Spurs they were unlucky against Liverpool. So I think that we need a good performance next week.
Cheers, man.